Hey guys, welcome back on the channel. So this is running quite well. This is the TST token. I'm doing an update right now on how my liquidity farming position evolved for the past 24 hours. Now, yesterday I did post a video on it. I remember the price was very close to 12 cents, something like that. A few hours later, I saw it was already 14, then 17, and then it started going sideways. Now, the whole goal of providing liquidity is generating fees, and I was predicting this token to do quite well because it was a new one. It was on Binance Smart Chain. It has been tweeted out by CZ himself, so I was predicting already a very good run. And sadly, I didn't got in when it was at 2 cents. But with meme coins, you never know, and I really don't like to take all that much risk with it. So even though in the next day it was already at 10 cents when I checked the chart again, it would have been a quick and easy 5x, but most of what I do with crypto is providing liquidity because I'm looking for stuff in the long run, for the long term, and stuff that requires minimal input from my side, so I don't have to constantly check on charts. So that means I like to go with blue chip assets, liquidity pools that have Bitcoin, Ethereum, big cryptocurrencies, basically that. And I know that in the long run, even if they crash, they will come back up. I mean, if you don't think Bitcoin is gonna keep on going up in price, definitely you're not looking to be in crypto long term. And I'm definitely looking to be in crypto long term. So that's why I rather to provide liquidity with blue chip assets. So when going on to this stuff, I know it's quite risky, but I took a gamble and I threw 20 bucks in it. And as I told you in my video of yesterday, don't set up your ranges too tight, because if you do that, you're chasing yields. And I see that a lot. I get that a lot in the comments and people asking me, and they say liquidity providing doesn't work. Well, it doesn't work because basically you're using a trader's mindset to provide liquidity, and then you're chasing yields, you're having very tight ranges, and that can work if the market goes sideways. But with these type of coins like meme coins, I mean, this just went over from at around 16, 17 cents here at 6 a.m. and a couple hours later, 3 hours later even, it doubled its market price. So essentially my range was at around 6 cents. That's where I positioned my lower range to be, because that was roughly half of what it was when I started to provide liquidity. So I was expecting a correction, and I just thought 6 cents seemed to be a nice floor because it was chopping here sideways. You see, this is a 15-minute candle chart. And on the other end, I just set my upper range at something I told in the video 25 cents but I ended up doing even higher than that. I ended up putting it at 40 cents, 45 cents, something along those lines. So my ranges look a little bit like this. And as you can see, it has been generating a lot in fees because most of the time I've been having the price within my set range. Only these peaks that I missed, but in any case, I'm going to show you with the Crystal. Crystal is a great app, a great tool for providing liquidity. And this is the value of the position right now. So you can see here my initial deposit is almost $20. It was $20, but then there's fees and gas and all of that. And it ended up eating a little bit from that. But in any case, the liquidity right now is worth 50% more than the initial, and the total value accounts not only for the worth of the liquidity, $30, but also the fees being generated. So we're talking about at around 24 hours of providing liquidity, I already earned in fees more than half of my initial deposit. And of course, this is very much connected with the price of the TST token, because if the price would be going down, that would be worst case scenario. Not only my earnings would be less, but still I would have half of my earnings in BNB. So the total would be less, but potentially I would have earned already 25% worth of my initial just in BNB, which is a blue chip asset. You can even see here the difference with the impermanent loss. So impermanent loss considers the initial deposit that I did. It was worth total almost $20, remember? So had I been holding that, right now I would be having a value within the BNB tokens and the TST token put together of roughly $40. And currently I have $10 less than that. But when you're providing liquidity, the thing that determines if you're making or losing money is very much the fees. And although the impermanent loss is almost $10, the fees make up for that. And that's why I keep telling you, providing liquidity is a long-term type of thing. If you are going to plan to do something short-term, you gotta go with the trader's mindset. And in my case, although the value right now for the total of my assets in the pool is at around $42, had I been online at this point in time, early morning, I could have went out with an even higher profit from this position. But in that case, I would have to withdraw my liquidity. And since the token is running really well, and right now we're seeing the chart chopping sideways here, it seems like this is the new floor. Let's see for how long it will last, because this is still a very recent token. And knowing meme coins, you definitely know that this can either go to the moon or just crash in a couple of days. So it pretty much depends on the market sentiment. But so far, we saw a leg up from at around 15 cents. This was the previous floor, 12 cents, 15 cents, and now we're trading here at around 25, 30. So if this keeps at around this range, the longer the better. I'm generating fees, and looking at the PNL, I will even account for gas fees, because gas fees are essentially even a cost, so we have to account for that. But this shows us that in around 24 hours, it pretty much doubled my position. Now, had I been trading, potentially I would have 3x'd, because I entered at around 10, 12, and now it's very close to 30. So it's very close to 3x. But I was predicting this to go very well in the long run because of what I said in the beginning. CZ had tweeted about it. It's the new hot meme coin on the Binance Smart Chain, and I definitely thought this could run for at least a week, potentially a couple weeks. So in the long term, I think it's going to be more profitable than just do a quick flip. Now, also very important to know, especially for beginners, is that this value can definitely start going down. And if the case comes to be that the price starts dropping, my holdings start to turn into TST. So you can see here my current liquidity, only 25% of it is made from TST. The remaining 3/4 or 75% of my holdings are worth BNB, because as the price goes up from when I entered the pool, all the TST starts to get sold for BNB. So at this point in time, this would be like my best point in time when it comes to the value of the pool. It would be when all the TST was sold for BNB. And of course, the opposite is also true. So if everything starts to going down, the price starts dropping, all the BNB starts to be sold or traded to TST, and now you're holding a token that is losing value. And at that point in time, you either cut losses or hold, waiting for the price to go back up. This is the cool thing about liquidity providing. You got a ton of freedom. I could go out of the pool right now, lock in this gain. So in the same way that there is impermanent loss, and this is a very important point I want to make on this video, there's also what I call impermanent gain. Because this PNL, this is impermanent. I haven't realized it because I did not exit the pool. I didn't even take profits already. So you see, I never claimed, still at zero. The unclaimed is worth almost $12, and half of it is pretty much linked to a token which has a lot of volatility to it. So would I claim the fees right now and sell these TST tokens? I would just have made out 50% of my initial back in 24 hours. So I'm gonna let it ride for a couple more days. I'm gonna check it later on. Like I said, I like providing liquidity because it doesn't consume too much at a time. I don't have to keep on charts. If this goes to zero, which I don't think it will, at least I'm holding some BNB right now, which this is not crashing at any point soon. So anyways, guys, let's see how this one goes. As far as I can tell, if this keeps chopping sideways, for me, it's even better because it's within range. I might do some rebalancing and put my lower range a bit higher at around 10 cents, because it's going to give me a better APR, and potentially it will not drop from 28, 29 cents back to 10 just in a matter of hours. So this market cap is already $250,000. There's a ton of liquidity in the pool, 13 million. So looking at this, it's probably a good point in time for me to take some profits and at least get all of this TST turned into BNB and already take 50% of my initial at least back. So I'm gonna let it run for a couple more hours, check it later on. I think this can run quite well for at least a couple more days. So I'm gonna milk a little bit more of this liquidity pool. But in any case, guys, let me know what you think about it. Did you get in on this one? Are you providing liquidity or just trading, buying and holding, hoping it to go to, let's say, $1? It would be awesome for that to happen. And by the way, here on Crystal, you can also automatically choose to close your position if it reaches a certain price. So you can use the automation function here to do that. There's other videos I did about it showing you how automation works with Crystal. I'll link those at the end of this video, or you can also check the description. Those will also be linked there. But in any case, for me as a liquidity provider, I much rather to go with blue chip assets and open liquidity pools that I don't have to manage every single day, a couple times a day. I just have to let it sit there and generate me passive income. So this is not as passive because we're talking about more risky stuff. If it's a meme coin that has been running for 3 days. So guys, thank you for watching. I'm going to wrap this one up. Let me know what you think about TST in the comments. Thank you for watching. Take care. I'll see you on the next one.